Oh wait,
See, now they have a Pharah?
There is a Pharah. Oh, she's right here. Where'd she go?
She killed herself on you.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
Nerf this.
So I'm gonna go ahead and assume you're already at least kind of warmed up. So you want to just get to it?
Yep, I'm ready for it.
Let me go ahead and add you then. I'm on my my alt account right now. I'll just start off with quick play and I'll spectate and we can just chat about what you're doing. Okay, so head through that arch and on top of the building to your left. And now look to the right. That building. No, nope, not all the way.
Oh.
That one. You want to start up there.
Okay.
Okay. So if they have a Pharah or something, or a Genji, they'll likely jump up on top of that roof. So don't let them see you up there. Just move to the right a bit. You just kind of chill right there.
Okay.
But if they come up, you can do damage to them. And your healer should be able to see and support you from here. It's a very safe spot. Don't be too close to the edge though, because they can shoot you then from down below. So yep. Do they have anyone coming from up top? Nope.
Nope.
If not, then you can also just stand around the edge and deal damage. Don't fall off. Just, yeah, there's nowhere for them to hide from you, and you can just get free damage in. When you take too much damage, just back up and get healed up, and then continue.
Okay.
And then make sure that they also aren't flanking to the other side.
Oh wait,
See, now they have a Pharah?
There is a Pharah. Oh, she's right here. Where'd she go?
She killed herself on you.
Nice.
That's hilarious. There you go. Just keep doing damage. Don't take too much damage though without your heals. Like, yeah, you gotta be very careful to watch your health bar when you do this, because you can't afford to lose mech here. Yeah, a big key to this strategy is just being careful. Like if you're even close to losing mech, like you take more than half of your health and damage, you want to just get out of there, because you don't want to stay there the whole time. As soon as that cart gets around to that straightaway, you want to be back with your team, because you can't do anything on your own there and it's too easy for them to get to you. That's just a place to start. So right now you don't want to be up this far. Their spawn is right there. You want to be back with your team. So right now you're just kind of alone at the front.
Oh, there we are.
There you go.
Oh.
Something you want to be careful of is when their whole team is moving up so quickly, you want to be moving back just as quickly. You took a little too long there, so they really got all over you when you ended
I
up
should be
losing them.
backing up. I always thought that I should be going, like, if anything, forward.
Well, if your healers and your team are going in as well, you should, but you shouldn't go in on your own, because you'll just get shredded. But there are also times in games like this where you can't afford to just wait because your team isn't going to do anything on their own, and you'll just keep getting rolled through like this. So against Doomfist, don't even bother matrixing. His left click doesn't do any kind of meaningful damage to you.
Oh, it
Just,
does.
well, I mean, it does do damage, but
Like, it's not.
it's not as important as just doing damage to him. You're gonna do actually more damage than he will that way. Don't bother matrixing Zarya too much. Doesn't really get you much, especially when they have a Reaper. Yeah, you're in a good spot right now to get your mech back. Just make sure no one comes up and flanks you.
And I shouldn't go.
You need to get onto the payload.
Yep. Yes, I do.
High ground's not bad. As D.Va, if you can be at an odd angle there, like from there you could see basically their whole team and your whole team, which means you can tell when it's a good time to move, well, in either for attack or to support your own squad. But you have to be very attentive then to both teams. You ended up just kind of sitting up there and not helping out all that much. Damage without your team doesn't really do much. That's kind of tough though, because your team, for the way you were playing, your team wasn't gonna, well, support that. But I'm not sure how much of that is just that at this level, if your DPS can't do anything, you're kind of just out of luck. So right here again, first thing you can do, get up on top. Oh, or well, not if they're already down there. That your priority when there's an enemy you can see is just focus firing them.
This is a good problem that I always run into. Bastions. Oh, he already went down.
Yep.
Oh.
So, something I want you to focus on right now, just one thing, how you're using defense matrix. Because you're wasting it a lot, and then you don't have it when you need it. I don't want you to use it unless you can obviously save someone with it. So I'll be telling you if you're using it the right way, or if you're using it when you shouldn't be. And we'll just focus on that for now.
Sometimes I use it because my finger twitches and I have the tendency. It's just become a force of habit to always like click on it when I don't even need it.
And honestly, it's the same way for me, but you gotta try and control that. Like I will reflexively, like if a Roadhog hooks me, I matrix the hook just because any damage coming at me. Like that's a bad reflex. It's a waste of matrix.
It's not even good to go against a soldier?
If you're confident enough in your tracking, but unless you have really good tracking, that's just, he's gonna win that. This is what you want to be doing, kind of sitting in the middle of your team. If they move up, you move up. If they get, you know, if they're shooting at him, like your Winston's gonna get shot at now, go up there and use Matrix for him. There we go. Nice. Yeah, this looks good. Your Winston's in there, you might wanna... Yeah, that's good.
I should have put it up more.
That wasn't bad. Nice. That was really good. Yeah, focus on the bigger, easier to hit targets. In a big fight, always prioritize the people you can actually get real damage onto. If you know you won't be able to hit the D.Va like that, don't bother.
Yeah. I'm so not used to playing against Doomfist right now.
Yep. It's like with any character, you gotta learn all their visual and audio cues and just get used to it. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. I don't know if you were actually focusing more on defense matrix or not, but that game was a lot better.
Yeah, I tried. Once you put it in my head, I was like, okay, don't do this much.
Yeah, the easiest way to improve anything is to really pick one thing and focus really hard on it. Because it's a lot sometimes to try and think about, okay, tracking, when to use defense matrix, learning all kinds of weird stuff all at once. You're kind of learning everything at once just from experience, but if you pick one thing to focus on, you can improve at that a lot more quickly.
Yeah, I don't usually do what you said of going defense matrix the Winston when he goes in.
That goes for any teammate. You want to be in a position where you can always see the people on your team who should routinely be more aggressive. So we're talking Winston, your DPSs, people who are going to be going in out in front of your team. You should be the one who sees that and goes, oh, okay, I'm going to support them and go in and stop them from taking damage. And then you'll see also that occasionally, like a few times during that match as well, you got kills on the people who were really low. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what you should be doing. So in order to do that, you just got to be in a place where you can see all of that. And usually that's going to be from about the middle of your team. So in front of your healers and behind your main DPS.
So I should never be in the forefront.
Not never, but you should be very careful about doing that. Because a lot of the time, it's very easy to end up just soaking up a lot of damage and feeding enemy ult charge. Mm-hmm. So for the most part, like when you see me playing and at the beginning of fights, I'm trying very hard to not take any damage at all. Like I might try and tickle them from a distance, but if they start throwing damage at me, even small stuff, I'll just matrix it because I know I'll have my full matrix bar back before any kind of engagement starts. Are you in queue?
I'm not. Do you want me to go back?
Oh yeah, go ahead, get back in queue. We'll do one more game, and then I'm gonna have you spectate and show you how I would deal with Doomfist. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know about the Zarya ult either. That I always have the tendency when I get into the gravitation, I automatically hold my right click down.
Well, that's not bad, but you want to try and figure out very quickly where the bigger threats are. So, like that one earlier game, they had a Reaper. Mm-hmm. You want to do your best to figure out where Reaper will be coming from because he's likely going to be, even if he doesn't have ult, the one who's going to do the most damage. Or if they have something like a Pharah or a Junkrat, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with Reaper, when he ults, I never know where to stand to defense matrix to protect my
Yes.
entire
So
team.
that's actually a big problem I've been having for a long time, and the best way to prevent Reaper from just killing your whole team, because even if you put Matrix directly on him, sometimes it seems like he ends up killing your teammates anyways.
Yeah.
Um, Defense Matrix is obscured by enemy bodies, the same way that like you can't shoot through an enemy, but you can shoot through a teammate.
Hmm.
So Defense Matrix will not block stuff on the other side of an enemy.
Right, it only does one side.
Yes. So the best way to do it is to make sure that you can get Matrix in between Reaper and your teammates, which also sometimes means you can't do anything about it. So right now, with 3 of your teammates down, you don't want to be going in there.
Yeah.
Join me.
I wouldn't even bother trying to keep your teammates alive at this point, because you'll end up getting yourself killed too. So yeah, you're doing the right thing. So right now you're way in the back line. You want to be up a little further. There you go. Well, so if you were a little closer there, you may have been able to save that Mei.
Time to flip.
You want to keep your teammates always within your defense matrix range.
Right, makes sense. Oh, I'm gonna
That's
die.
like-
I'm gonna die.
I don't know what it is. Is it like 10 meters? Whatever it is, you want to make sure that you can always get to them quickly enough to stop. Let's say they had a Pharah or a Reaper ult or a Soldier ult. You always want to be able to throw your Matrix out on them. As soon as you see that red circle appear, you want to boost away.
Whoa.
Oop, yeah.
There it is.
Okay.
I'm taking too much damage.
Okay, no more matrixing. Just run in there, because
Run
you
in
got, yeah, you had transcendence from your Zenyatta. You're being healed. You want to just get in and do as much damage as you can.
Oh my gosh. It's so weird getting thrown around by two
Yeah.
bits right now.
You never, or okay, here we go. Just lay in damage. There we go.
Have my name written all over.
Okay. So one thing you don't want ever to happen is to let someone on the enemy team get behind you.
Okay.
So at the same time that
Like
you
a
need to be
Genji?
protecting your front line, more importantly, you gotta be with your back line. And that kind of goes for your whole team, but you have the most mobility and are gonna be kind of the protector, both front and back. So Matrix isn't gonna help you right here.
I don't know why I did that.
There we go. There you go. Yeah, just get damage on the Winston. That was good. And perfect. Now is when you should have Matrix up. And then once you run out of Matrix, just boost into his face and make sure he can't see anyone but you. But he's already done with his ult now, so you can do that. That works. Cool. I mean, you traded. For the situations you're finding yourself in, you're not doing too bad with using your ult. Ideally, you would find good times to back out of fights like that so that you can toss your ult in and get potentially more kills. So yeah, no sense matrixing that Winston there.
Does that? Do I even block any damage by defense matrixing Winston with his gun?
Nope, he completely goes through all that. It doesn't block Winston at all. Same thing for Zarya. You can block her right clicks, her grenades, but you cannot block her beam at all. Same thing for Symmetra.
Is anyone with like those weird?
And yeah, anyone who is a beam rather than a projectile. Alright, so just follow in with your team. Good person to stay with is usually going to be Zarya here. You can be in front of her a bit so she can use you for barriers. See? Like that, that's great. Being able to see who's low and just focus on them. So right there, Mercy should have been the priority target, and she just flew right over your head without full health. You should have just continued to try and do damage to her. If your team gets her down, it's much better. Even if you don't end up winning the fight, it's much better in the long term because she won't be as close to res. Yeah.
Dead.
Could you hear the Pharah?
Behind me, I sort of
Yeah.
heard her a little bit.
That's one of
But
those
yeah,
things. Like in competitive, maybe someone will say, hey, there's a Pharah behind. But for most of the time, especially at lower ranks, you're not going to get that kind of call out. You have to be able to hear these things and decide that, wait, if there's someone behind, that's a lot more dangerous than the people up front. Ideally, your whole team just falls back and deals with them. But at the very least, D.Va is really good at being the one person to fall back and protect the team.
Especially with her ult.
Oh yeah. But even without ult, Pharah, without anyone doing anything to her, can get really... You see, like right here. You should be trying to protect your team and just dealing damage to the Pharah. You're forcing her back. Yep. I mean, without mech, there's not too much you can do against her. And when she has a Mercy on her, don't even bother shooting at Pharah. Yeah. Something else to keep in mind too. Don't switch targets too often.
I know, I think that's one of my biggest problems is when I'm, especially in the middle of a fight, I don't focus on one person. I do like everyone.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
So that ends up doing a lot of nothing, basically.
Because they get healed while I'm doing.
D.Va doesn't do enough damage to just kind of spam at the enemies. You need to, in a fight, pick one person and do as much as you possibly can to them until they're unhittable anymore.
Do you have a favorite map to play D.Va in?
Well, that's a really tough question. I really like Lijiang just because it's a great map for brawling, and I like that, you know, close fights where everything's tracking and close and lots of action. But I also like maps like Hollywood and Gibraltar because they have a lot of good places to use D.Va's bomb, her ult. I
always get the best ults in King's Row.
King's Row has some good spots too. King's Row though, like in order of where I've had my best bombs more frequently, probably Gibraltar and Hollywood are up there. So where I like to start with D.Va here is up just far enough that I can see their gate, because I know they won't be able to get any damage on me. Tickle them a little bit and scout out their comp. I took 16 more damage than I should have right there. And my team really shouldn't be up there. But again, this is a quick play, so I can't complain too much. I'm gonna play back around cover and do as much damage as I can to anyone on the front line. One thing you should learn to do, especially against the Hanzo. Do we even have a healer? Oh, we have a Sombra. Oh boy.
I was gonna say,
this is gonna be rough. Yeah, well, against a Hanzo, learn to time his arrows so that you can shoot at him, and when he fires at you, be able to, oh, let's go take down this guy. See? He was low. Easy target. They don't have a healer. Well, they have a Zenyatta that's minimal healing. Yeah, this will be really tough in a team fight because they will be able to out-sustain us, especially since it's a 6v5. So all I can do is try and support the teammates I have who are actually helping. Like this Widow, I can distract them up front and make it easier for her to hit shots. So I'm just gonna show you where I enjoy using D.Va's ult, because their whole team, if I do this right, should just die to this. Right in this area right here. Notice how I canceled my boost and didn't end up going all the way into them. Whoa! That's a shame. Did I get lag, or am I just... Oh, I'm dead.
Dead fun.
No, I'm not.
Oh, not dead.
Focus one target. Switch target. Realize there are too many enemies. Back out with Matrix. And fly away. And then attempt to get health back because no healer. So what I'm doing here... Oh, that was the Torbjorn killed me? Huh. So what you want to do when you're shooting with the pistol is set your crosshair up at a good height and then strafe to hit stuff left and right. Don't be moving up and down and changing all kinds of stuff. See, knowing that Zenyatta's right click was about to be released, I used Matrix at the last possible second.
This one is really hard to defend the first point.
It is. A lot of it depends on well, your team getting kills first.
Yeah,
But
once
as
one
D.Va,
teammate
you
dies,
can't be
it's
the
like-
one to try and initiate those kills. Again, you got you're kind of the enforcer. You protect the ones who are. You turn any fight in which your teammate would have died into one that they live. That's your goal. So usually I'll start here. They have an Anna, Reinhardt. So this is another one that right now, based on their comp, I'm gonna go up here. They don't have too much damage that's gonna come our way, and I can just lay in a whole bunch on them right now, forcing their supports to stay back. Taking too much right there. So we get healed up a little bit. Now I want to go back and support my team. Yeah, especially since they have a Reaper. Just help break the shield first. Their Reinhardt's very vulnerable. Whoa, that's a lot of damage, yeah. But as long as I don't die, it's fine. Technically, we're still ahead of the fight here. We have picks. Just gonna continue doing damage and not taking damage. Whoops, that was actually a fat finger. I did not want to boost into that Reinhardt there. I wanted to boost away or just jump out of the way. He should not have hit me there. That was bad. If someone has to die though, D.Va is better to be the first one to go. Because you can get back faster than anyone else.
Oh, that's true.
More of them. Oh, see that? You can see that nade coming in, right?
It can, yeah.
Yeah, that's something that ideally I would have, you know, matrixed. Those are the kinds of things that even I'm still really working on. And when someone has an orb on them, don't even bother trying to damage them. They can do a little bit for free, but otherwise you're basically gonna lose that fight. You can't out DPS that very easily. Maybe on like a Roadhog, or maybe if you have teammates helping you there. But when I was up alone at the front, it doesn't do me any good. And here I'm just strafing instead of trying to matrix because I can't block Zarya. But you notice she does a lot less damage because she'll be missing most of her shots on me. Oh, that was really just horrible on my part. I should have matrixed that.
So you don't even defense matrix him.
There we go. Just got Ananade. Did you see that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, and then I immediately get slept. See, I should really have my headphones on right now. I'm just a little too relaxed. Usually I can hear those things. That was purely based on the visual cue. There are very distinct audio cues though for when Anna uses her nade or sleep dart that make it very easy to matrix. That was very good from our tracer there. I'm gonna go and see if I can't support a little bit on here. Free damage is always good, especially when I'm not taking any damage in return. It's very tempting to just throw my bomb out through that door, and
Yeah,
sometimes I'll get kills. Other times it's a waste. The smart thing to do is wait until they try to engage, and if you throw your ult kind of into the middle of them, you split them up. You force some of them to wait, others to come all the way in. If your team does it right, you end up completely splitting them up, and oh, here, this is fun too. Oh, he was paying attention. Oh no, I really thought that Zen wouldn't be able to hit me there. Oh, it was just I watched it. It was a discorded lucky headshot. He wasn't even aiming at me. He just spamming. That's a shame. Smart thing to do there is always just get right back into your mech and not try to screw around. But I think that's just a problem I have. Any questions?
No, I learned a lot.
Cool.
Especially defense matrix again. That's the
Yeah,
one thing
yeah,
I
yeah.
practice the most with.
That's, I think, the big takeaway tonight. Just not matrixing unless you have to, and that's something that I can get better at too. But then there's also the thought that more matrix is better than less. You know, letting a little too much damage to is bad, but you want to focus on the big stuff. Like Anna's nade is a big one. You eat that, your team has a huge advantage, and the enemy Anna is going to be tilted. And the most obvious one, of course, now that Ryan's getting back into the meta a bit, just his Fire Strike. Never let a Reinhardt Fire Strike through. And I don't care if your Zarya says that, oh, I want it for charge or whatever. The only safe way to do that is if you let the Fire Strike get through Zarya, but that's it, and then you Matrix it immediately afterwards, which at most levels is too complicated to even bother with. You should just tell the Zarya, nope, it'll hit people behind you and do damage and give them ult charge anyways. I'm Matrixing it. That's the safe thing to do.
Yeah, and positioning was really good to learn. I always thought to be like at the forefront.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna get going into competitive on.
Don't you
my
have
Smurf.
to on your? Oh, I was gonna say on your actual real account. Don't you have to play a certain amount of games every day or something like?
Yeah, I have
every
to play
week
7
with it?
games a week, or I DK.
Oh my god. Or they put you down?
Yeah, you drop like 50 points a day.
Oh, that's so bad. So much pressure.
I know.
I'll let you get going. I'm gonna go play
All right.
Battleground.
Sure, have fun.
Thank you.
It's a good session today.